Well, congratulations on the victory. Leading into this fight, obviously there was all the talk. It was like first person to shoot is a timid soul, and this and that. So is this the type? Is it safe to say this is the type of fight you expected there against Joaquin Buckley?
Yeah, man. Part of me was like, I wonder if he's really gonna shoot. But at the end, I was like, meeting in the middle. He's like, yeah, let's go. I was like, oh shit, this is happening. Like, all right. I didn't expect it to actually happen, but when it did, I was like, oh, this is great.
He came out pretty aggressive, obviously, and he was throwing a lot of flashy stuff in there. And actually, the knockout came from when he was trying one of these flashy high kicks. So, did you know that you could take advantage of that in there, expecting him to come with all this crazy stuff?
We knew that he was gonna do a lot of stuff. He's like one of the most athletic dudes you're gonna see, like running around doing stuff. He's got that super highlight reel of doom that will never go away. But we knew that we weren't gonna be faster than him off the rip. We knew that he hits like a truck, but we just kind of expect, like, hey, be patient. Don't worry about the flash. Like, just stay the course and just drown him in deep water and make him work a little bit more than he wants. He'll tire, and then we'll get our shot. And that's exactly what happened.
Do you think the referee should have stopped it sooner? There was some chatter online that when you were punching him on the ground that it should have stopped.
Oh, it was so weird because when he went down, I wasn't sure how exactly hard I hit him from the counter. So he goes down, and I'm like, did he fall, or did I knock him off balance, or was that like a knockdown? So I followed down with the hammer fist, and he kind of goes out. So the ref starts moving forward, but I'm in like automatic motion. I'm still hitting him. He wakes back up, so the ref stops. So I look at the ref. The ref looks at me. I look at Buckley. Buckley's looking at me. We're all confused, and I'm just like, oh no! Like he's like, what do I do? And the ref kind of backs away. So I just keep like going, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And I kind of felt bad about it afterwards because I saw them wake up and go out like 3 times before it got stopped, and I was like, well, glad that wasn't me.
And I mentioned all the talk at the beginning of this scrum, but you also said it wasn't personal. So was that just all building the fight between you two, just the trash talk online and everything?
I guess, man, there wasn't much trash talk on my part. I'm just like,
do you think it was personal for him, I should say?
Maybe. He still doesn't seem like he likes me that much right now. I don't really know what happened. But it's fine. Like, some guys are different. Like, he's, 28? He's got 20 fights. Sometimes you got to talk yourself into the fight, get yourself into the headspace. It's fine. This is my 40th pro fight. Like, I don't need to get myself into a headspace through talk. Like, my corners and my coaches and my friend and my teammates got me in that headspace. So I don't take it personally, man. I told him yesterday, like at the way off of the face off, that like you'll recover from this. Like you'll learn from this. This is a teaching moment. You'll come back from this, and he will come back from this.
And you said into the camera, "Keep doubting me." Was that just a message to the masses, or just who exactly is doubting you?
I'm an underdog in this fight. Like I could literally slay Godzilla and they would be like, yeah, he still sucks, blah blah blah. According to people, I'm slow, I'm old, I'm washed up. Half of you guys crapped on me after the Jack fight, honestly. So I don't think I'll let you guys off on that one. But so like fuck it, whatever. Like all you guys shit on me all the time. Some of you guys are great. Like there's a lot of you guys that are great. The other half of you know who you are. Fuck you guys. But it is what it is. Like they're gonna keep doubting me, and I'll just keep proving people wrong.
This is completely unrelated to this fight, but I saw an interview you did online. Do you have a Gearless Joe background?
Bro, so I have a Gearless Joe. I was wearing a Gearless Joe shirt earlier. Yeah. I have the Not Dead Yet one from season 2. Like, yes, but my background in my interviews is Gearless Joe. Thank you. Nerd moment.
Hey, Chris. With the face-off yesterday, you seemed kind of confused because he got right up in your face. What was he saying to you?
There were no words. I guess he's just like weirdly jawing. It was a weird. I was amused because we've had words in the back before. He was very sensitive this week. Like he was very very sensitive this week. I'm not really sure if that was just to hype himself up, but he's talking and they're holding him back, and I'm like, bro, that's what I told Dana. Don't even hold him back. Nothing's going to happen. He's not going to hit me. He could have hit me at 40 minutes. We're sitting in the back 20 feet from each other. I don't know what that was. But I don't know why you're so angry. We fight tomorrow. People are weird in this sport, man. I don't get it, but...
Now that the fight's over, do you think, with the sparring session you guys had, do you think that played into, maybe he was confident in that, or do you think that was kind of irrelevant?
Oh, I think without a doubt, I think he was. He came in I did well in sparring. I'm going to kick his ass. I'm like the guys. I'm like the worst guy. Depending on where I am in camp, I'm probably the worst guy in the room for sparring. I'm just not one to try to kill people. He's a guy who spars really hard. He's athletic, whatever. I'm just not interested in killing training partners. It's just not my thing. If I get messed up or you get hurt, we're all out of money. It's just not my thing. So But at the end of the day, man, if that's what you're going off of, you're an idiot. So, like we knew how the rounds went, and we didn't. We put it out of our head. I can't train for yesterday. I can only train for tomorrow. So, if that's what he went on, that was a terrible, terrible plan.
He was throwing a lot of looping hooks, jumping in there. Like, did you see the straight right, the straight left come in? Like, was that part of the game plan, or was that kind of like in the fight you saw it?
For the last how long have I had this fight for 10 weeks, 12 weeks? If I've had this fight for 12 weeks, 11 weeks of that has been Nate Pettit making me counter with right hands. Nate Pettit, Ray Sefo, and James Gifford making me counter down the middle. And it's all been literally short punches down the middle. Don't loop anything. Don't go hook for hook with the hooker. Just counter down the middle and be technical, be smart. Nate and I have worked extensively. God, after the Hermanson fight, all the BS that I took about not cutting the cage off, guys, I can cut the cage off. I've done it every fight until that one time. Had a bad night. All the BS, so we went back to the drawing board, figured out what went wrong, what happened. We worked a lot on cutting the cage off, straight punches. Cutting the cage off, straight punches. And tonight, yes, guys, we can cut the cage off. We had one bad night, let it die.
Does this win take some of that Jack loss, a little sting off of it, or is it
Oh, hell no, I'm still furious. I am still who do you want next? I'm like, Jack Hermanson. And they're like, why? He just lost. I don't care. I have to get it back. At this point, guys, if I'll fight Jack Hermanson every week. If he beats me every time, I'll keep coming back next week, until I win one, and then I'll be satisfied.
And then finally for me, with that being said, kind of grade your 2022. You have 3 fights, 2 wins. Good win over Vieira, loss against Jack, and then you went out there and sparked Buckley. So grade it.
Financially successful is how I grade that. I'm ending 2022 on a really great note right now. I wish you guys know I got some really good pay bumps this year. So yeah, financially, my 2022 was great, man. It's the best I've been in my entire adult life. Performance-wise, I'm happy with it, man. It's a good way to end the year on a knockout. Didn't get hurt, nothing's really messed up. So I was thinking of taking some time off, but with no injuries, shoot, maybe we get back in February.
Awesome. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, I think a lot of people want to know mentally, just like we saw you in Orlando, you get to see somebody get the dub over Jack Hermanson. I think one, that wasn't a bit of a distraction when you're late in the camp, and then 2, was it motivating to see that happen?
So I saw people like, oh, he's not focused. He's in Orlando. It is the week before a fight. I don't know if any of you guys fight or have fought, but on the Friday before my fight, the week before, I'm done. There's literally nothing for me to do. On top of that, I worked out the morning that I flew to Orlando. I worked out when I got to Orlando, and then I sparred 14 rounds on Saturday morning before the fight. I don't miss workouts. So they're like, oh, you're distracted. No, nothing distracts me from what I do. I don't miss workouts. I take my job very seriously. That being said, no one was more happy than me seeing Roman win that fight, man. Roman's a really good friend, and just to get that back. And I always tell people I am aggressively American. If I can't beat you, I will find some tall man in the Eastern European country to do it for me.
How do you see your buddy Sean Strickland getting this win next Saturday?
His first name.
How do I see it? I don't know, because it all depends on how difficult Sean wants to make this fight.
He's an ultimate fighter.
No, I see you winning, but how difficult do we make this fight? No, don't stutter. This could be an easy fight or a hard fight. This depends on what Sean wants to do. Don't listen to him, folks. So, all right, a little bit scarier than it needs to be, but no, man. I've said to you guys before, he's definitely a guy having a short list for being a UFC champion if he can stop doing weird things. But nah, man, he's a brother to me, and honestly, I'm one of the hardest workers in the room, at any given time. And even though I'm such a hard worker, I've never met anybody quite as tough as Sean yet. So I got nothing but confidence in next week.
Thank you.
Very sweet kid. Thank you, Kurt.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
Good to see you. I don't say that often.
He does not. Normally, there's a lot more heckling.
Anderson Silva just now. He was on that undercard as well.